Hello, everybody, and welcome to this live meeting on July 3rd, 2018. Today's meeting, we're going to be talking about the Algo swap again, and what's the status on that. We're going to be talking about the marketing plan along with its release today. We've got a new website release date towards the end of this week. I've got some snippets to show you guys. The white paper V2, an update on that and what's happening. We've got some new coins being added to ZelTrez, as well as a discussion on ZelNodes. And then Daniel's going to be talking a little bit about Crypto CoinCon and some other live events and announcements as well. Kicking off, I'll talk about the ZelTrez listing process and procedure for any projects out there. Make sure to email us at listing@zeltrez.io if you're interested. And we're able now to accept ERC20 tokens, ERC7 token, 730 tokens, and others for ICOs. And it's a quick turnaround. It can be for a fee, like a 2 to 3 day listing period and an update sent out, or it can be the normal 2-week schedule that we're currently on. So we welcome Binance to ZelTrez. That was after we saw a tweet from CZ himself complaining about there not being much adoption or integration of the Binance token into other multi-asset wallets. So we went ahead and did that. It'll be added as a pairing in Zeldex. And it is the first token that we've added with many to come. Also, we have the first listing of Bitcore. They seem to be struggling with a multi-asset wallet as well. So they reached out. We reached out to them. They reached back to us, and we ended up getting them pretty much integrated. So thank you to the Bitcore guys, and they'll be in the next update. Daniel, do you want to talk a little bit about Tether and how that's going?
Yeah, so I'm pleased to announce that we are in the processes of integrating Tether into ZelTrez as well. This is a very important integration because, as we know, as we move forward with the DEX integration, Tether becomes a fairly intricate part of that. It's a very important piece to our puzzle. So the completion on that will be within the next couple weeks. So Trunk is busy working on that integration model, and we don't know whether that'll be the next update or the update that's after that. But we will be integrating Tether into the ZelTrez platform as well.
Next, Crypto CoinCon as well. Dan, you can take away on that.
So one of our focuses, and what we'll talk a little bit about here in a minute with the marketing plan, was to make sure that the ZelCash and ZelTrez received some fairly significant exposure. So an event that's going to be coming up in Philadelphia here in the States is Crypto CoinCon, and there'll be several other coins there as well, but ZelTrez was added as one of the primary sponsors. And if you visit CryptoCoinCon.com, you can see the speaker list, and you can also see all the sponsors. ZelTrez is one of the primary sponsors, and if you use the code ZEL40, you can go to the event for $40. So that's a half price, or ZEL45, I think it is. I'll publish it in the Discord then, but we got a deal for all the people that would like to attend. With that, we're going to have our very first ZelCash community meetup. So we're going to have Trunk and Lumi and Miles, myself. We're going to try to get Mark there, Parker as well, and the rest of the team. And what we're trying to do is really give good exposure to ZelCash and the ZelTrez brand, and we have extended that invitation for all the participants of the conference to attend as well. So it should be a fairly good turnout.
Be our first time speaking live at an event. That'd be pretty fun. So next we have the white paper version 2. Again, Dan, if we want to sort of take this both ways.
Sure.
It's sort of been delayed slightly due to some ongoing discussions, and then we've also got to wait for the node economics to come through from the community. And as we've sort of waited this long to publish it, we may as well just publish this version with the node economics, as well as grammar fixes and stuff like that as well. Right, Mark? Daniel, sorry.
Yeah, so the thought process here was, as we were kind of developing one of the big pieces of the white paper, it was complete, but then what we were missing was the economics behind the nodes. So obviously, as we wanted to reach out to the community and start to develop those economics behind it, and what Parker had released for the nice little calculator that he was coming up with, we wanted to make sure that those numbers were included in this version of the white paper. So instead of releasing it and doing an iteration down the road, we've chosen to push it out a little bit, just to make sure that all the pieces are in play and we have those economics included into the white paper.
Yep. So Parker hasn't been able to make it due to some personal issues. So just to talk about ZelNodes a little bit and how the calculator works. So you can see on screen a small explanation on how it works. And we'll probably get him on a live, or we'll make a separate video explaining and breaking down how the calculator works. But it's basically for the community to play around with it and work out what their idea of the economics should look like. I'll just sort of err and sort of say we are going to be publishing the system spec requirements, so hardware requirements for ZelNodes in the different tiers. And tentatively, I'll say that block rewards are not going to really go higher than 35% of the current block reward, more likely to sit around the 25% mark if you guys want to use that to help you sort of guide your thoughts behind what the collateral and reward should be. And we also don't want people owning, let's say, 10 or 20 small nodes, a Zel node, instead of owning one Zel currently called BAMF node. So you also need to work out the structure of collateral, reward, and how that scales between the different tiers. It doesn't need to be linear by any means, but it needs to be fair and equal.
Yeah, the only thing I would add, Miles, is that as we've kind of established as we went through the process here, is that this will be probably a sliding scale till we get the exact number where we want it to be. But the big important part, and what Miles kind of talked about, was the requirements to even facilitate and have a node. There will be hardware requirements that each level has, and that prevents, as Miles was kind of saying as well, that prevents somebody having several smaller nodes and or an underpowered system for the BAMF node or something of that nature. So, our goal is to make sure that the numbers are right, the payouts are right, and that the mining community, both, when I say mining community, the miners themselves and the node ownership, is fairly rewarded.
And what we don't want is to have the nodes be an unreachable target for your average miner, because for us, decentralization obviously means your average run-of-the-mill guy being able to afford a Zel node, hopefully, for as long as possible. So yeah, we'll actually be utilizing the hardware. So we do need this, for example, for a Zel BAMF node, as it's known now, we will need higher system specifications. We'll be able to verify that through either a hash benchmark or other benchmarking measures that will be done probably hourly to check that the system specs are met. Daniel, do you want to talk about the marketing plan?
Yeah, so we have, as of today, we are releasing our version 1 of our marketing plan. It's fairly comprehensive. What we did is we sat down and we looked at the opportunities that we have for the project. It will be available for review and uploaded to the website after this meeting. If it's not up right away, you can give us a shout in Discord. We'll throw it up there, and you can take a look at it. but it's like I said, it is a companion piece to our new white paper. So moving forward in the future, you'll have the white paper and then, of course, the marketing plan that goes hand in hand. So that's kind of what one helps guide the other. We also are expanding our market. So we have added a Telegram group. We've also added Slack, and we are working. And we'll talk about new team members here. We have a marketing person coming on board that's going to help us with our marketing moving forward. So you've probably already noticed some more professional designs and more of a polished look. And we're going to continue to keep really pushing that hard as we move forward. And the other area is the community outreach. So we're reaching out to you all to provide tweets and retweets and as much as you can, bring users to both the ZelCash and the ZelTrez platforms, because the more we reach, the more that we're going to be able to share about the project. So I highly recommend everybody review the marketing plan. We are a community-based coin. So if you have input or recommendations or anything, or if you want to help volunteer or just help out, please let Parker know, and we'll get we have a marketing person soon too. So there's a couple ways we can do that. So
that's alluding to later on in the presentation, just at the end there. So the website version 2, Lumi's been working on it. This is sort of the current look, and this is live, but kept secret because we are working on content. But it's been optimized for mobile, and we're hoping to have some other translations done before release. But the tentative release date is this Friday, the 6th, of July. And yeah, it's much fresher, much more professional, and provides a bit more information, and sort of things that give us a cleaner look as well. And if anyone's wondering who today's commenter is, that is the trunk. Okay, the algorithm swap to X16R and how that's getting along. So we are sort of pushing it back. I don't want to say it's being pushed back because it is being aimed still for mid-July. But we're running into a few headaches with it. What it kind of means is we may take a different approach, but we're still currently trying to get X16R to function correctly. But with the recent nice hash X16R edition, it sort of has us in two veins of which way we actually want to go with it. But we are decided on a new difficulty algorithm, LVMA. It works up to 10 times quicker at block readjustments to increases of hash rate, block time readjustments to increases of hash rates on our testnet. And you can monitor that at testnet.zelcash.online. And yeah, it's sort of, we're still aiming for X16R or an X16 type variant where we're going to be able to switch around the algorithms that make it up. But for now, it's to get it work with ZK snarks correctly. So that's where that's at. We are still open to the idea of Equihash 144.5 potentially, or some people know it as Zhash. But we're going to try and get X16R to work first before moving to that. But yeah, that's where that stands. So we have some new team member additions. I want to welcome James. You might know him as Crypto Chirper in Discord. James, do you want to talk a little about what you're going to be doing with the team?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is James. You'll probably recognize me as Crypto Chirper in the Discord chat. I'm based in the UK. I guess one of the most frequently talked about items in Discord is around the marketing plan. And part of my role will be to create content for the social media channels and also develop the marketing strategy and support it as much as I can. So I guess in summary, I will be very much part of the marketing side of Zel.
And just to jump in on there, James has been the one that's been responsible for some of the new polished content that you're seeing coming out, the tweets and and even the cover page for the white paper and the marketing plan. So a very talented guy, and I think he'll be a great addition to the team.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're happy to have him on. Also, Lucas, you'll see and hear more about him. He's currently on trial to potentially join full-time as a JavaScript developer and a bit of a full-stack developer, actually, overall, pretty well-rounded. He is working on the new Explorer, which should be sort of like a 1.5 before the V2, and that should be releasing this weekend upcoming, hopefully.
And we are also adding one to the team, Nate. He's known around Discord as Nets. He is a infrastructure development and support. He is also very, you might see him a lot in the mining aspect of things because he does maintain a pool, and he does provide feedback there. So we're looking to have his input to help with infrastructure development as we move forward.
Okay, so this is some of the stuff that we're currently working on. So, and sort of shout to the community of what you guys can be doing as well. So we are formalizing and expanding the marketing team. That's being sort of guided by the marketing plan that's been came up with. And here we have James joining the team today. The current discussion of ZelNode economics and the sort of community that's talking about that. Guys, keep the pub chairs down on the ground firmly, but a good rapid discussion is always good fun to watch and to be a part of. So hopefully you guys can now be guided somewhat with that calculator. I'm going to add some information to it along with the hardware specifications needed for ZelNodes. Share ZelTrez as you can. If you guys are enjoying using it or not, let us know. And if you're enjoying using it, let other people know about it. Get it out there, spread it. So far, we've had about 2,000 downloads. So we want to get a bit further afield. I think we're heading towards 3,000 pretty comfortably. But, spread it out there, guys. Let's get to 10,000 in the next month. We're also looking for translators for the Zel.cash website, the new one, the ZelTrez.io website, and ZelTrez itself to offer it a multi-language. That's a key important part for us to reach out further afield to markets in China, South Korea, Japan. So if you have those skills, please reach out to Parker on Discord, and we'll be able to help give you content, and there's obviously a bounty available for that. We're also looking for a communications lead, sort of to reach out and keep sort of a tab on outreach to other projects, projects reaching out to us, sort of organization in general. And then we're also looking for the community to come up with some designs for the merch for the Zel store / ZelPay as it's listed here. That'll be the first showcase of ZelPay and what it does. So if you've got any designs you guys want to fire up Photoshop or GIMP, stick them on a t-shirt, mug, hat, jumper, hoodie, sticker, and throw it our way. We'll look about getting those made.
Yeah, and that's just to throw in on that. That's a very important piece. We want to, because we have a lot of things coming up there where we would like to have some merchandise available. So that position, if anybody's interested in it, we really could use the help.
Some frequently asked questions. People keep asking how much Zel for a Zel node. Give us some suggestions. Talk about it. It's there. It's in the community, the ZelNodes channel. You guys are working it out. We are guiding it somewhat because we know what the project needs, but it's flexible somewhat. So yeah, and here's the bi-weekly update on the coin supply. Some more community outreach, sort of echoing. If you find an exchange you want ZelCash to be listed on, put it in an exchange or the trading lounge, and we can start having the community vote for it. If you have any skills that you think will benefit the team, then again, reach out to Parker. And as always, we have our Q&A. So if you have any questions, ask them on YouTube or ask them in Discord or Slack or Telegram. We'll be on for another 2 to 3 minutes as questions come in. Does anyone from the team have anything to add? Nope. Okay, so we're just going to wait if there's any questions that come in. We need to get some lo-fi hip-hop or something going next time for these, and some backing music, I think.
Miles, I had one from earlier that was, when will the decision be made for the amount needed for the ZelNodes? So I think we kind of answered that and said that we really want to provide the community an outlet to be able to provide that. I think we would safely say that they're with the 3 tiers. You know, we're going to have quite a bit more with tier 3 versus tier 1 and so on and so forth. So we're going to let you guys kind of haggle that out, as Miles was saying. Keep the pub chairs on the ground, because people get, especially with the node scenario, they look at ROI, and like Miles said, this isn't a static thing. This can be adjusted, and it's about building the infrastructure the way that it needs to be built. So
yeah, and the decision is going to be reached towards the end of this month, going into August, and we're looking to implement them around the end of August, going maybe September to October. It depends what's going on with Algos and what's being released hardware-wise. We all know about the FPGAs that are on the horizon and such. So, yep.
So a question came in about, would it not hurt those who support the chain up until and right after the fork? Seems like lower difficulty mining after the fork is a nice perk for the community before it ramps up again.
We may actually increase difficulty just to make sure we don't get hit by a bunch of nice hash and insta-mined, or potentially forked again. But there may be some low difficulty while people are switching over to X16R or whichever algo we end up going with. It's most tentatively X16R.
Yeah, and I just want to share too, and just say, we don't have an exact date, but that doesn't mean that the team doesn't have a plan in place for the date. It would be careless for us to release a particular time and place. We'll let the community know when we're ready for that. You know, because of kind of like what Miles was saying with nice hash and things like that. We want to make sure that we're in the know, but we're keeping other people on their heels.
Yep, and we obviously have to make sure that pools are notified early as well as trackers. So, right, some questions come in on YouTube. A lot of them. Will we be able to buy Zel merch with Zel? Of course you will. That's going to be the first utilization of ZelPay. Some of the ideas behind ZelPay will be being able to pay without ZelTrez and with ZelTrez. So we're going to set up a feature that you can click to pay with ZelTrez, and it will open up ZelTrez for you, allow you to select which cryptocurrency you want to pay with, and then you'll be able to pay from within ZelTrez, and that then connect back to the store and complete the payment for you. So that's what we're working on. That's what ZelPay is. There's more details to come on that. It's obviously written in the white paper, and we'll have a bit more information regarding it in the next live meeting as well. Okay. No, winning a staring contest is not a skill. Unlucky man, sorry. I tried downloading the new wallet and it didn't update. I had to save the download before running the new update, adding Binance Coin. Why is it that way? Okay. I think what you're saying is you try to download again after already having ZelTrez. What you should do is when there's an update, open up ZelTrez and it'll give you a notification to download the update. You click download, it'll download it again. And then you have to double click what it downloads, open the new installer, then it will close ZelTrez for you, update with the new installer, and you're off to the races from that point onwards. Okay, Andy, what we'll do is we'll have potentially a few votes to break it down. That's regarding to, there'll be a lot of suggestions for ZelNodes, how we reach consensus or a vote. We'll probably break it down into a few different options and sort of try and gauge what the community's feeling. I think really we can gauge it from the discussion and we might even do a live event where we'll have as many community members as possible getting on here and talking about why they think their collateral and their set of requirements should be chosen. That could be a potential thing to have. It'll be a bit fun. Okay, what have we got here? Would your wallet be adding fiat currency or just crypto? We'd have to see down the line. There's a lot of sort of legal issues and licensing that comes into taking custody of fiat. I think Daniel may be able to expand a little bit more on that, but it will really sort of land on the restrictiveness of funding. And truly, you can't really do fiat in a decentralized way, really, unless we tokenized physical currency. But again, highly unlikely. So probably not. It could be a central piece as an add-on potentially, but the aim of Zel is to decentralize everything as much as possible. That needs to be decentralized. So that's where that's going, kind of. Daniel, if you
there are a lot of regulations around that. That doesn't mean that at some point when the project continues to keep maturing that we can't find an opportunity with somebody who, if you look at what Binance did with TrueUSD, there are opportunities down the road, but it isn't on our roadmap anytime soon. With the addition to Tether, that really sets us up well for the DEX and our next steps in integrating that as well. And as ZelTrez continues to grow and the attention comes to ZelTrez, the natural transition is to a DEX that works and works effectively. So that's really what our focus is. So not necessarily that pesky fiat, but at some point we could look at that down the road.
Thank you. So I think that does it for questions. Has anyone from the team got anything to add? James, Mark? Nope. Okay. All right, guys.
Well, I mean, I did just want to reiterate one other thing. Just more so emphasize really. We've got our first paid listing on ZelTrez. That's amazing. Yeah. We're there. We're halfway there.
We are definitely on the road, and team was very happy with that. So we want to again say thank you to Bitcore, and we look forward to that releasing and welcoming the Bitcore community in. Somebody asked why the name ZelCash. I believe someone came up with sort of the thing of ZK Snarks, Ethereum being linked together, but really it's because I found a cool domain name and it looked nice and it had some sort of good recognizability. So just stuck. I just liked the name of it and I picked it. So that's where the name ZelCash came from. Not currently in the roadmap, but is there a temp goal for ZelDex? Yes, it should be added to the roadmap, and it's aimed for Q4 2018 to Q1 2019, but that may be accelerated due to some ongoing discussions that we're currently having inside the team. And I think that does it. All right, guys. Thank you as always for another good live meeting. If you have any questions, remember to go to Discord, Telegram, or Slack and ask your questions. Team will always be happy to answer. And let's get on that ZelNodes discussion. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.